Hello friends, as I continue my journey along the mighty Indus River, gliding through the water in my canoe, the thought of the people who once lived along these banks fills my mind. The sun sets softly over the horizon, casting long shadows on the river's surface. In my mind's eye, I see not just the vast urban centers of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, but the homes, the very places where families lived, worked, and shared their lives. Today, we will explore the houses of the Indus Valley civilization, which tell us so much about how these ancient people lived. The homes of the Indus Valley people were marvels of organization and design, carefully constructed to cater to the needs of the families who lived in them. As I glide along the water, I imagine the bustling city life, where houses lined the streets in neat rows, creating an orderly and well-planned urban environment. These homes, made primarily of baked bricks, were among the first of their kind in the ancient world, showcasing the advanced engineering skills of the civilization. The baked bricks were uniform in size, carefully arranged to form sturdy structures that could withstand the test of time. The houses varied in size, reflecting the social status and wealth of their inhabitants. Some were small, single-room dwellings, while others were larger, multi-room houses with courtyards. The larger homes, often belonging to merchants or wealthy individuals, featured several rooms, a central courtyard for light and air, and sometimes even a second story. It is fascinating to think that as I float here along the river, people once sat in those courtyards, enjoying the cool evening air, perhaps discussing their day or sharing a meal with their families. Privacy and comfort were important aspects of the houses in the Indus Valley civilization. Many homes had small windows that opened onto courtyards or alleyways, ensuring that the interiors remained cool during the hot summer months. These courtyards acted as the heart of the house, where families would gather for meals, household chores, and social activities. The careful planning of the houses ensured that life could continue even in the scorching heat, with ventilation being a key feature in the design. I can almost imagine the gentle breeze flowing through the open courtyards, providing relief from the midday sun. One of the most remarkable aspects of Indus Valley houses was their advanced water management systems. Many homes were connected to an elaborate drainage system, with bathrooms and private wells built into the houses themselves. Imagine that. Thousands of years ago, people had the luxury of indoor bathrooms, with drainage leading out to the city's sophisticated sewage system. As I paddle along the river, it's amazing to think how forward-thinking and advanced these people were, developing systems that wouldn't appear in other civilizations for centuries. The presence of wells in many homes suggests the importance of access to clean water, not just for drinking, but for bathing and other household needs. The ingenuity of their plumbing systems speaks to the emphasis the Indus Valley civilization placed on cleanliness and hygiene. These systems were designed to channel wastewater away from the homes and into the main streets, where covered drains carried it out of the city. This level of sanitation was revolutionary for the time, ensuring that the cities remained clean and habitable for their large populations. The layout of the homes also reveals a lot about the egalitarian nature of the Indus Valley civilization. While some homes were larger than others, there wasn't a stark divide between the rich and the poor. The cities were planned in such a way that all citizens, regardless of their status, had access to the same urban infrastructure: clean water, drainage, and public baths. This sense of equality extended to the way homes were built, with no massive palaces or temples towering over the rest of the city, unlike in other ancient civilizations. Instead, the houses were modest, reflecting a society that valued community over hierarchy. The standardization of building materials also highlights the level of organization within the society. The baked bricks used to build the houses were not just randomly shaped or sized, but followed specific dimensions. This uniformity indicates that there was a central authority overseeing the construction of homes and public buildings. As I think about this, I can't help but be impressed by the level of coordination that must have existed between the different cities of the Indus Valley. Inside these homes, life must have been vibrant. The people likely engaged in a range of activities: cooking, weaving, pottery making, and perhaps even trading from their homes. Artifacts such as clay figurines, toys, and jewelry found in many homes suggest that families spent time making and enjoying various crafts. The presence of storage areas within the houses indicates that food, grains, and other goods were carefully preserved, ensuring that families were well prepared for both the good times and the difficult ones. As I drift along the calm waters of the Indus, I can't help but imagine what life was like inside those homes. Children playing with clay toys, women weaving or making pottery, men preparing for a day of trade or farming. The homes of the Indus Valley were not just shelters, they were spaces filled with life, culture, and community. The echoes of those lives still linger here, carried by the breeze and the flowing river. The design and layout of these houses reflect a society that was advanced, organized, and deeply connected to its environment. The people understood the importance of planning, not just for their individual homes, but for the entire city. The careful thought that went into the construction of their homes is a testament to their values: community, hygiene, equality, and comfort. In the next episode, we will explore a more somber chapter in the history of the Indus Valley civilization: the decline. As I continue my journey along the river, we will delve into the reasons why this once thriving civilization began to fade, and what led to its eventual disappearance from history. Could it have been environmental changes, shifts in trade routes, or perhaps internal struggles? Join me as we unravel the mystery of the decline of the Indus Valley civilization. For now, as the light fades and the river carries me forward, I leave you with the thought of the homes that once stood proudly along these banks. Homes where people lived, laughed, and built their lives. Though those homes have long since crumbled, their memory lives on, carried by the river and by the stories we continue to tell.